What do you do when the road seems to end? Even if you have to begin again. How do you handle life's endless routine, even if it's gonna end in vain? What do you do when the road seems to end? Hey everybody, Jason James here. I wanted to just personally take a minute to say thank you for tuning in to the Backstage Left Behind podcast and say welcome here. And also, I wanted to let you know in my excitement in recording the first episode, I forgot to mention something. And simply all that is the explanation of the title. I, as you know, and as you'll hear about, I'm a stagehand. You'll hear more about that in the podcast and the upcoming podcasts. But simply all it is backstage left. Backstage left is a direction on stage. And so it's kind of a play on words. You know, there's stage right, stage left, upstage center, downstage right, whatever it is. They're all directions. And so backstage left and left behind, you get it, play on words. Anyway, that's all that is. Also wanted to say thank you to everyone who was involved in voting on Instagram and Facebook for the which title to choose. And too many names to mention, but you know who you are. And thank you very much for participating and helping me get this thing off the ground. So anyway, with that, we'll get into the first episode, this introductory episode. Welcome backstage. Hey everybody, thanks for checking in. I'm Jason James from Jason James, the Band of Black Hats. This is the Backstage Left Behind podcast. And for those of you who are tuning in on YouTube, you will see that I am actually backstage. And this is going to be a short one. But first of all, I am backstage at one of my most favorite, beloved theaters of all time. And this is the Art Craft Theater in Franklin, Indiana. I grew up coming here. And I've seen like so many Star Wars movies on the screen here, Indiana Jones movies, and countless things. They still show movies here on 35 millimeter film, and they bounce back and forth between the two projectors. But I thought this would be more appropriate for me to be back here and doing this backstage. So anyway, this particular episode is going to be short, like I said. All I really want to do with this right now is just kind of tell you, what our goal is here. So my goal is to have at least one longer and one shorter podcast a month. And I'll really try to stick to that. Things have been crazy busy, but that's what the goal is. And so like one maybe 20 to 30 minutes long, and then one maybe, anywhere between 5 to 15 minutes long. So that's what we'll do with that. Right now, what I wanted to let you know is, some of you have been asking, hey, when are the studio recordings coming out? And a lot of you know that I signed to a label called Soundspace Label Group, or SLG, brand new major label, came out this year. I signed back in March, and there's a lot going on with the label being a brand new label, that aside. But nothing new has been released. So the reason for that is, what I can tell you, there's a lot I can't tell you, but what I can tell you is we're waiting to hear back from a bigger group, I guess. Not group, but, music. I guess you could call them, they're basically a label. They are. Anyway, I without dropping names, it's kind of hard to explain, but we're waiting to hear back from a bigger music corporation, basically, because we have a proposal in to have a partnership deal between them and SLG, and could be a very, very, very big deal. And we're just waiting to hear back if they like our terms or not. And if they do, we have to re-record. And there's legal reasons for that. Primarily, it's, I guess the easiest way to put it is if you record in their studios, then they have the right to broadcast your stuff wherever they want to. So that's the shortest way to put that. And so we have not been back in the studio since March. Or maybe was it August? It was somewhere around there. Anyway, when the last time we were in the studio, it was Anyway, because we'd have to re-record, so they'd have the right to use it. So that's why we haven't really been releasing anything. I plan on trying to start releasing more demo versions of stuff, so they're about what's coming up and different things like that. And then also with the older stuff, what will be happening is it's going to be rebranded as demos, because a lot of it, save one, was self-produced, and you guys might not know that. There's a long story that I'll tell you at some other podcast how I did that. Anyway, and one of them, the first one I ever released, As I Lay Bleeding, The Ground Reached for Me, was recorded by me at the local number 3 in Indianapolis, which is the American Federation of Musicians, AFM. I'm a member there. And it was recorded back in their rehearsal studios and then sent to the blasting room. For those of you who know what the blasting room is, it's the most famous person there I can think of is Bill Stevenson. It's his studio out in Fort Collins, Colorado. And he's the drummer of The Descendants, was one of the original drummer of Black Flag. And correct me if I'm wrong there, but things get a little foggy up here in my 40s. Anyway, so I might not have all my details correct. But anyway, that was mixed and mastered at Blasting Room Studios. That's the only one. And there's a story about why that's the only one. They did a wonderful job. It has nothing to do with them. I had planned on sending all my other stuff out to them. But anyway, we'll save that for another podcast. So that's it for this one. Just wanted to let you know what's been up, what I've been doing, and why. We'll get to all the other things in the next longer one, which will be the next one coming up is no spotlights in Backstage land. And that's where I'll be going deeper into why I'm even doing this podcast. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. If you guys have any questions or comments, please, you can always email me at Jason. Okay, it's Jason at jasonjamesblackhats.com. So not just jasonjamesblackhats.com. The website is down until it's revamped. And but I should still be able to get your emails and stuff like that. And also, you can follow me on Instagram. It's just JasonJames_official. You can find me there. And then I'm on YouTube. And I'm on Facebook, but not much these days. So I don't know. Anyway, right. So if you have any questions or comments, feel free to follow and to if you have any suggestions or anything like that, I'm always open to that as well. I don't know. Let me know. And with that, I'm going to sign off for this first one. So, as always, much love and respect to you from me, Jason James.
Keep walking, keep walking. Every time you find that the sun won't shine. Walking, keep walking. You gotta live each day like it's do or die. You never